All right. Well, good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, September 24th, 2024. And we do have just a few things I want to cover before we let Amanda take over. So hopefully you all have my information by now. I texted from my personal number. And that's the number, that's the best way to get a hold of me for you guys. And then here's our area leaders. Um, You should all have this. If you don't, please reach out and I can send you the screenshot. Or feel free to take one of the screen now. But this is kind of just the breakdown of the different support emails that can help you with things. So, So today we have Amanda Hodge talking about Sphere Success, Mastering Client Relationships. Coming up soon on October 8th, we'll have Emily Wen. She's going to do Mastering CapCut. So, and then I'm working on a trivia game. So that'll be fun. Also, I don't have a slide for this, but starting next week, October 1st, immediately following this meeting or around 10 o'clock, I'm going to do an Iowa agent onboarding. So we're going to cover down on the things that are Iowa specific. So the assumption is that you've already done the Epic onboarding in the epic.cloud dashboard. So I'm not going to go over ordering photos and ordering signs, but I am going to go over what like CSU and .loop look for Iowa agents or look like for Iowa agents and just Iowa specific stuff. So you're always welcome to attend that as a refresher, see if anything's changed. We'll go over some of the Iowa policies and procedures. But I think it's time we launched a formal onboarding. So here we go. Our mission statement, Epic, we strive to redefine the real estate industry by providing our agents unparalleled support, exceptional benefits, and innovative technology that elevates their business to new heights. Core values. Let's talk about innovate or die. So we are dedicated to staying ahead with technological advancements and continually enhancing benefits for our agents. So the two things that I wanted to talk about first, of course, I skipped right over everything. What is happening? Sorry, I clearly skipped a bunch of stuff. Real estate is not just about property, it's about people. So that's kind of our mindset for today's meeting. Meeting reminders, I'm here on this channel every day, 9 a.m. for my daily mastermind or coffee chat. You're welcome to plug in once in a blue moon every day, however often you want. Just know that I am here. Epic Zoom, we meet the founders at 10:30 a.m. on Mondays. Our company-wide power call is at 11 o'clock on Wednesdays. And I believe it's October 2nd, next Wednesday, that they've got like a whole plan of announcements. It's actually going to be on a different link. So I'll make sure everybody gets that, or they'll probably send out a text message. Monday through Friday at 9 a.m., you can plug in and talk to the transaction team. And then, of course, if you go to epic.cloud, there's other trainings available at different times. So if you haven't yet visited iowaexploreguide.com, feel free to do that. This is my own website that I've built out to give you hopefully everything you need. So we'll definitely go over this in our Iowa agent onboarding. But if you have agents joining in different MLS areas, there should be step-by-step instructions in this dropdown. The training and resource library has links to like past meeting recordings, trainings, anything you could need, the required documents checklist, because people are always like, I just want to know what's required. A link to our policies and procedures. And there's just a bunch of other stuff in here. A link to my newsletter. I've been doing once a month for the last 2 months. And then, a link to like a team store, like an Iowa team store. So it's got Epic Iowa shirts and some other Be Epic things for like kids and pets. And there's a water bottle and some other stuff. So the IR convention. So who's going to the convention? Annie is, yeah. All right, awesome. So, if you do nothing else this year, I strongly encourage you to come for the day, October 16th. Knock out some CE, stay and hang out with other Epic agents and other agents from across the state. But it's October 15th through 17th is the event. Right now, there is a discount code if you haven't registered yet, 50 DMAAR. And so then you would get 50% off this ticket. And then we have PowerCon coming next May. And then Annie, were you saying we heard about another event yesterday?
I guess the shareholders is going to be in February down in Dallas, but nothing specific.
Okay.
And didn't know they were holding it. So
All right. So
Yeah,
just
they don't have any info on that yet.
okay, so we can go ahead and add that, but just know that we have no information yet. So what I wanted to share was just a personal story. So Delta Dental, I know it's a benefit that we have to pay a little extra for, but it's already paid for itself for me. I went and did that upgrade, did that package, and then went and got my teeth cleaned, my x-rays, and they took care of everything. The actual place didn't charge me a dime. So I just wanted to share that with you. I was like, that's exciting. That's a win. And then when I was messing around in my Delta Dental app last night, I noticed this. So I wanted to share it with my Iowa agents. They literally have like a telehealth component now. And you can so if you're having issues, sometimes you just got like a toothache, or maybe you broke a crown, whatever the case may be. If they can help, they will, or they'll try to help you assess the situation and be like, you should get to the dentist, or it can wait for business hours. It said that they can even prescribe you something, maybe if you're just having like pain. So I thought that was really cool. And then this detection issues, I was going to try this on my daughter, so I'll let you guys know how it goes, but she's 8. She's clearly going to need braces because she's been a thumb sucker. But she also has sort of, I think because of the thumb, she has like kind of a side bite. I can't even do it. So I'm going to do that and see what they say. But I got the kids added, there's dependents, and I'm getting them all set up too. But I thought this was pretty neat, just this whole telehealth component. Obviously, you still have to go to the dentist to get your teeth cleaned. You should all be doing that once a year. But this was really cool. So I wanted to share it because I mentioned it to Samantha from corporate and she didn't even know that it was there. So and finally, the last thing I want to talk about before I give Amanda the reins, is the epic.cloud stuff. So, or excuse me, Sisu. So I need all of you to jump into the Sisu training and make sure that you've done these 3 things. And when you're setting up your Sisu account, configure the dot loop integration, and how to create a transaction in Sisu. I love you all. I just can't continue to do one-on-one trainings when there's a video like right here, right? And then configuring dot loop is essential, because if you don't link your dot loop, I can, if your account is set up correctly. Now, in a perfect world, you'd start in Sisu, you'd create the dot loop file by assigning the right tag. But at the end of the day, I just need to know, because what I do as your broker is I go in and open up the Sisu file, and I'm right clicking and opening in a new tab, that dot loop file. So I can go ahead and look, like, did they submit their documents? Is everything good? I'm getting that CDA out for you. And then I'm changing it to either like dot loop waiting for agent or dot loop broker approved ready to settle. And just know that I've been changing it to ready to settle, knowing that you're going to go in and upload that settlement statement. That's a very important piece to the puzzle. So if that becomes a problem, I'm going to have to wait till we have those settlement statements to pay out. But I'm trying to speed up the process. Like, oh, my agents are totally going to upload that. Like, no big deal. So just, don't make a liar out of me. But that dot loop integration is important. Now, here's the other thing. If you could do me a favor, if you cannot get the dot loop to work, you cannot get the integration to work, first, let me know so we can try to figure that out with Sisu. Send an email to sisu@epicrealty.com. But at the very least, just go to the top of the browser, like the link, and copy it and paste it in the notes section so that I can at least grab it and paste it in. Otherwise, what happens is I go into dot loop and I'm searching, and sometimes there's like 4, 5, 6 files with the same address, or you guys have saved it under something other than the address. And so that would help me very much. Any questions about that?
Just as an FYI, Holly, I'm not sure because I pay for the team loop account. And obviously we know that my issue is from us not using the Epic email. I'm going to have to go in there, and that may take a little bit while for us to move everybody over to Epic email and get that set up. So I'll work with you on open files, just an FYI.
Yep. And I spoke with Samantha, and she's at least going to do that copy and paste in the notes, because I have access to your files. So as long as you link it, I can review it and we're all good. So, but long term, we probably want to figure out that sync. So there is one other workaround we can talk about after this meeting. So I got tricks. I got tricks. So just let me know when you guys have issues. All right. So with that being said, I think without further ado, is there anything else? Oh, here we go. Without further ado, we have Amanda Hodge. So Amanda Hodge and I go way back. She even shared a B&B with me during an IAR conference one time that we really got to know each other and connect. That was amazing. And Amanda is just an amazing spirit. She's down in the Quad Cities area. So for those of you that aren't familiar, you know, I think she can tell us, but she lives, I think, on the Illinois side, but she does business in Iowa and Illinois, like many of those agents do. And she's, you know, she's had, you know, gone through a lot, and it's amazing that she's here today. And I'm just so excited and thankful that she joined us at Epic. And her genius zone, which if you haven't noticed, that's what I've been trying to do, right? Is bring you all on to talk about your genius zone. So please feel free to raise your hand and reach out to me if you feel like you have something of value you can bring to everybody. So her genius zone is referrals, like working her sphere, word of mouth, maintaining those relationships and really fostering them. I will say, you know, as the broker, I see a lot of things, and most agents get most of their deals through referral, past clients, word of mouth. So if you're going to invest time and money on anything, especially now with the wave of the new, you know, buyer agency agreements and all the things, now is the time to really focus on your sphere. So Amanda, thank you so much. I'll stop sharing. I don't know if you have something, but go ahead and take it away.
Thank you. And I apologize, I don't have a visual, which is 101 of sharing
Okay,
with
that's okay.
people, but I am willing to send it to you, Holly, when I'm done, like my notes. If anyone wants them, you can send them out. I don't care. So I do apologize. I actually, when Holly asked me, I forgot to put it on my calendar. And I was driving and I meant to do it after the fact. So I was kind of behind the 8 ball. Thankfully, I live it. I live what I'm telling you, or what I'm gonna share with you. So it wasn't easy for me to put my notes together, or wasn't difficult. So you can have my notes and do all that. But I would say, if you're looking to build your business or foster your relationships, get your pens and papers ready, because there's a lot of good stuff here that I'll share. So let me tell you a little bit about me. I live on the Illinois side of the Quad Cities. Most of my business is Illinois, but I'm licensed in Iowa and Illinois, and I do probably 20% of my business on the Iowa side. Fun fact, I really thought most of my business would be Iowa side, because I grew up there, but that just hasn't been the case, and that's okay. So licensed in late 2017. I had my first pending offer in 2 weeks. But I did serve as a support person in real estate for a few years prior. So people knew that I worked in real estate. They just didn't know what I did in real estate. So I did have my first pending in 2 weeks, and that was from a referral. All of my business, everything has been repeat or referral, or sphere. So I've never paid for a lead ever. I don't believe in that. I think there's a lot better ways to spend your money. I do branding. I pay for branding of my business. And I spend my money more on my people rather than on buying leads. Leads are the hardest thing to work, and I'm not trying to work harder. So I like to work smarter. So my first year in real estate, I'll kind of give you a rundown of where I've been. My very first full year of real estate, I closed 30 transactions. The company that I was with at the time, I hit a level that earned me top new agent of the year for my office, as well as company wide. And I was already at my capacity at that time. I found that I didn't want to spend more time in real estate, and I didn't even have any repeat business yet. So I started to brainstorm solutions for year 2. Year 2, I only did 23 deals as I purchased and renovated my first residential rental. I became a landlord. I changed brokerages that year, and I purchased my own branch office and then worked on putting a team structure in place. So I had a lot going on in year 2, along with the 23 deals that I did. Year 3, I started to grow a team. We closed 57 that year. Year 4, which was 2021, continued to grow my team, but it was the hottest year of real estate for me, 93 transactions in year 4. And that was too much. I had realtors coming in because the market was so great, and then turning around and quitting, and in the same year, and I lost money on them, and I didn't enjoy being a team leader after that year. Year 5, I started to dismantle my team because you try things, they might work, they might not, and then you go, but you fix them. So closed 52 year 5, year 6, continued to dismantle, closed 41 because I'm handling more myself. I'm currently in year 7. I have dismantled my team completely. I'm now a single realtor, changed brokerages to Epic, I don't know, a month or 2 maybe now ago. I'm projected to close about 50 this year. And I think 50 is probably my sweet spot. As you get your business going, if you're new, you'll find that you kind of have a capacity for how much you personally can handle. And I think about 50 a year is my sweet spot, to where I'm living to work, but I'm not working to live. So I do strongly believe in constant growth for improved results. Never resting on what worked for me yesterday. I'm always learning and growing and changing. And with this market, we have to be that way. So now that you've learned a little bit about my background, I want to learn about you in the chat. Could you post how long you've been in real estate and what's the number one thing you've done which has been successful for you? So, okay. I'm going to watch for those to come through. So likely you're in this, or maybe no one's going to post. How long have you been in real estate and what's been successful for you? Brand new. Yay. Well, welcome to real estate. That's great, Paige. Go Damien. Insta marketing. Cora, I'm so glad you're over here. 4th year, sphere of influence, Annie. Ryan, my sponsor, working as honestly as he can with his clients and treating them. Yep. 6.5 years, best thing. Purchase rentals. Yes, Kelsey. Yes. 8 years in, since August, got a listing my first week. Nice job, Justin. Keep going. Yay, Holly. Property management. Ooh, I want to chat more about that. And Becky, who's your mentor? Just kidding. New construction. Good to know, Shauna. That's great. And part-time 11 years, Sophie, I remember you. Hey, well, good. Yay. So thank you for sharing that. So 2 types of realtors, Kaylee, good job. Accidental and intentional. I just want to hit on this just a tiny bit. All of us to a degree are accidental realtors. People call us because they know we're in real estate, even though we've never maybe even done any real estate. They just know, and they don't know anything else or anyone else, so they call you. That's great. We can all get a couple deals maybe a year off that, but that's not what's going to be the bread and butter of your business. So Elizabeth, good. You are rookie of the year. Ooh, nice job. Love real estate. Yay. I'm so glad you're here. So what you really want to do is become an intentional realtor. This is the realtor who's seeking out business. And if you're looking to master your client relationships, it requires intentionality. Relationship is not a stumbled upon thing. It's a give and take thing. So you really have to be focused on that relationship. So first I'll share a little bit about what I do to intentionally seek out business. And this will be good, especially for Paige. I think it was Paige that said she was brand new, or anyone who's still working to build their business. First and foremost, we have to have a good mindset. Anybody who's negative, that vibe gives off to other people. We will attract people or we will detract them. And so what kind of fragrance are you wearing? Do you smell, really good? Or when people see you coming, do they run because you have a smelly odor of negativity? So have a good mindset. What you focus on expands. And so what I do, because my mindset isn't naturally good. I'm naturally, honestly, a negative person. I have to get up every day and work to be in a positive mindset. And the agents in my office, they know if I haven't done my stuff that morning, because they call me Mean Mandy. Mean Mandy comes out when my mindset isn't good. So how do we focus on our mindset? We do gratitudes. We look for things to be grateful for. You can't be grateful and negative in the same breath. And affirmations. Those are the two things that I do every day. The current affirmation I have is, I enjoy living a predetermined pace of life. The reason why I have that as an affirmation is because I am tired of being a victim of people wanting my help in real estate, which is insanity. But I feel that way when someone calls me to help them in real estate. I feel like a victim. Well, I don't have to be a victim. I don't have to work 24/7. I can just help the people I want to help today. And so that's my affirmation, which helps me to say no, or yes, I'll help you, but I'm going to be in the background and someone else is going to do the work. And I'll do a referral. Another might be for you, I enjoy earning $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 a year, whatever. Focusing on something will help your mindset. I also call on my friends and family to practice on, or I did actually when I was new. And I always tell this to the agents that I mentor. You might be brand new in the business, but the way to build trust with your people around you, or if you don't have business and you want to build trust, call on your friends and family and say, hey, I have a new system I'm learning. Would it be okay for me to practice on you? Or would you like to help me? Everybody that loves you wants to help you. Yes. Well, I tell you what, it'll take 2 hours of your time in 2 settings. The first hour, I'm going to come to your house and I'm going to do a walkthrough and I'm going to ask you questions about your house. And the second one, I'll come back and I'll share with you what your house will sell for. Now, I know you're not trying to sell right now, and I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just looking to practice. Would that be okay? Yes, your friends and family are the safest people ever to practice on. When you do that, you're now establishing yourself as the professional, because when you show up with them, you're going to show up dressed the part. You're going to show up in the mindset. This is not my best friend who knows all the crap about my life and the things that, we've done those things together, but you're now a professional and you're going to present yourself the way you would with someone else that doesn't know you. And they're going to see you in a different light. They're going to see you in a different way. That's a professional. Why does that matter? Number one, you want to earn your business. Just because they love you doesn't mean they're going to work with you, because they've never seen you that way. And number two, you're going to earn their referrals because you're going to show them that you know your stuff, and they're going to feel comfortable referring people to you. So call on your friends and family to practice on. Even if you don't necessarily have a new system, do it anyway. They don't know what system is new that you have or don't have. Hey, sit down and listen. No, I'm just kidding. Did you see him get up? I'm fine. He's heard all this 100 times. They don't know that you don't have a new system. So just call them and practice with them. The next thing I would say, ask forward questions and listen. So we always want to listen for pain points. People sell out of pain and pleasure. And we want to listen for those points. So how do we do that? We ask 4 questions: family, F family, O occupation, R recreation, dream, D dream. So family, how are things with your family? I saw your daughter's graduating high school. Where's she going to college? Ding, ding, ding. That's an indicator they're going to move. When people graduate, people downsize or they upsize if, depending on the situation. Life change indicates somebody getting ready to move. So we want to ask those questions. What are their pain points? Do they have a growing family, but they don't have a home that fits them? Has their taxes gone up so much? Maybe they've outspent their home. Maybe it's time to downsize, but add value to every conversation. Listen, don't listen to respond. Listen to really hear what are they saying through what they're saying. They might not even know that you can solve a problem for them, but you can bring that value. So every conversation you have, leave the person feeling that it was a valuable conversation. And I'm telling you, from someone who probably talks 3 times as much words as the normal person, because I talk way too much, this has been really key in my relationships, is learning when to just shut up and listen. It's very helpful. You learn so much more when you listen. So another thing I would say, be active in the things you enjoy. When you're doing the things that you enjoy, people see you and you're being authentic. And there's nothing better than being our authentic selves. I always think about Sandy Lynn with this. Sandy on the call. I just love her. No, I don't think she is, but anyway, maybe she is. She and I are so very different people, very, very different people. But I tell you what, there is very few people in real estate that I value more, actually in life, really, than her. Because she is who she is, unapologetically and authentically. And she attracts the people to her that value that. I attract the people to me that value my authentic self. And that makes us successful. Sandy Lynn participates in the marine things, and she does things that she enjoys. And when she's there, she shines as herself. I'm active in my church, and I'm active in the recovery community. I'm an alcoholic and other things, and I do a lot of work with those people. And when I'm involved in those things, I am authentically who I am, and that's who I attract. My absolute biggest sale was a purchase this past year, was almost 700,000. It was like 681, I think, is what she spent. That's been my highest dollar. And she's someone I knew from my recovery group. So I'm authentically myself. Oh, okay, Sandy, yay. I know you do. I love you too. Just be authentic. Spend your time with people who value who you are, and you will shine that way, and they'll want to use you. That's the people you want to attract, and you enjoy what you're doing. The next one, be professional, dress the part when you're going out. Now, I'm wearing, just an epic sweater and jeans, and basically I pretty much wear jeans all the time, but I didn't in the beginning. So I wouldn't encourage anybody to dress up, especially when you're starting. I'm at a point in my career that if someone doesn't want to work with me because I'm wearing jeans, I don't care. They're not my people now. I have plenty of business. If for some reason my business dropped off, I probably would start putting on dress pants and heels again. But today I don't have to do that. But dress up when you are meeting with a client, especially for the first time. Come with your pre-listing packet, whether they are repeat clients or brand new. Always have your pre-listing packet when you go to your CMA, or drop it before. I don't do that, but that's good practice to do that. And if you don't know what a pre-listing packet is or don't have one of the really cool things about Epic is their Canva, just search it in there. I can't believe, like, I had intended to get rid of my Canva when I moved over here since I was paying for it. I don't think so now after seeing how Canva's run with Epic, but it is a huge resource. I bought my pre-listing packet off Etsy and tailored it to me. You don't even have to do that. There's no excuse for you not to have a pre-listing packet. So always show yourself the professional. Do a buyer's consultation. You will not find me showing one single property to someone if I haven't had a buyer's consultation with them. And I don't mean because now there's the EBA required or whatever with buyers. This is how I've worked for years. If they don't want to take time to sit down with me and talk about what the process is ahead of time, they're not really genuinely interested in working with me because they don't want to follow my process. And that's okay. They're not for me then. I'm going to work with people who respect my time. And every single time, in the few times that I have bypassed that process, I have lived to regret it. Every time. They waste my time every time. So set the expectations up front in a buyer's consultation. Let them know when you work. Let them know the areas you serve. Let them know if you take days off and who's going to cover for you, and show them that you control the process. You control the process. They make the decisions. Every time I don't do this, I regret it. And I remind myself, this is why I do this, because they don't respect my time. So show yourself the professional and they will treat you as the professional. Genuinely care about the client more than you care about your commission. That's huge. When people know you care, they will use you. I had someone reach out to me. I was just on an Alaskan cruise, and they reached out right at the beginning of my cruise. I was gone for 10 days, and I had never met them personally. I had seen them. They were from my church, but a past client, actually, two past clients told them, you need to call Amanda Hodge. You need to call Amanda Hodge. And I had just made a decision in my business before I left on my cruise that I'm not working with buyers anymore unless they have a house to sell to. I just have to draw the line somewhere for how much I can handle with my business. And I'm not trying to be the number one real estate agent in this area. I just want to earn some extra money so I can keep going on vacation when I want to. And so for me, that's no more buyers unless they have a listing. Well, these people called and they left a message and said, hey, I want help buying a lot. Well, number one, I don't even work new construction. And number two, I'm not taking on another buyer unless they're selling their house. So I sent them a message back and said, hey, I'm on vacation. I don't work new construction unless it's prefab. But I have an agent I'd be more than happy to refer you to. And they said, and I even gave them their information, and I had reached out to that agent ahead of time and negotiated the referral fee. And they sent back to me, I didn't even call them, which is not good. I should have called them back, but I was on vacation. I did not care, to be honest with you. I was burned out. And they texted me back and said, you know, so-and-so and so-and-so all told me I need to call you. I understand you don't generally work this. I've never done it before either. I would really like your help. I'm willing to wait for you. And I have a house to sell as well. Okay, let's talk when I get back. So I did care about them in the way I don't work. I could figure out new construction and do it, but I'm not going to. And they know I'm cared for. Now they know, you know, I've met with them. We've talked about selling their house. I came to find out they want to buy this $100,000 lot of land. They want to sell their $300,000 house. They want to buy a $150,000 house to live in while they build on their plot of land. So that's 3 transactions that I can help them with. And I genuinely cared about them more than a commission. I've had deals fall apart at the closing table or leading up to closing because I care more about the client, but I end up getting them into another purchase and all their referrals because I care about them more than the commission. That's important. Set expectations from the start. We talked about that, and know that now doesn't mean not ever. I'm listing a home next week that I've been working on for 3 years. The first time I did the walkthrough was in 2021. Stay in touch with the client. If they haven't sold, you're still their chosen person. So now let's talk about once closed. Once closed, the goal would be that a closed client is a forever client. A closed client is a forever client. So just because they're closed doesn't mean you're done with them. Real estate is an investment. And so every house is going to sell again, unless it burns to the ground, and then the lot's going to sell again. Be the person that gets to take that listing when they're ready to sell again. So listings is the name of the game. Now, there are people that I've closed that I don't ever want to work with again, but I still stay in touch with them. Because why? Because there's a thing called referral business, right? So even if I don't want to work with them again, and I won't, I can refer them. And whether or not they go with my referrals, another story. But if they don't, I'm in no worse place than if I hadn't kept in touch. So I recently, I closed on a property last year. And if you've been in real estate for any length of time, you'll be able to resonate with this. The sound of the client, her voice was like nails on a chalkboard to me by the time we were done. Like literally, I told my husband as soon as I walked out of that closing, if I never talk to these people again, it'll be too soon. They were just something. But I stayed in touch with them just through mail. I did not call because I literally meant I never wanted to talk to them again. And sure enough, a year later, they called, they want to sell because they're moving out of the area. And I talked to them on the phone and I referred them to my kid. He can deal with them. And I told him the truth. And regardless of who I would have referred him to, I told him the truth. Like, here was my issue with them. My ears bleed at the sound of their names, but have at it if you want to do it. And I'm going to get 30% referral off that. So stay in touch with them. We talked about real estate being an investment, not just a home. Every home is going to sell, and listings is the name of the game. I am more listings. I don't know my percentage this year, but I guarantee you it's probably 70-80% listings. Listings is the name of the game. It pays more. You can control your time better. Do an annual real estate review. If you don't know what this is, and Holly, it's probably good to have it set up for someone to teach annual real estate reviews. I know there's a few of us that do them. Maybe we do a panel because everyone does them a little different, but that might be a good training. Real estate reviews are fantastic. And you don't even have to have closed clients to do a real estate review, but I do my annual real estate reviews in the winter months. And I do them all in one shot. I mail them out and then I follow up with people on them. So that's not best practice, but where I'm at in my business, it is how I run it. So definitely something to look into. People want to know what the value of their real estate is. Can you imagine people who bought in 2018 to selling in 2021, how much different the value of their property was? I mean, just on our vehicle, my husband bought a Ford truck in February of 2020, right before COVID hit. 3 months later, they were begging to buy that truck back at more than what we paid for it. Oh, HomeBot AI. Cool. Thank you. I need to look at that. I don't think I've used that. Huh. So that might be a really good thing to put on a panel there. Holly, anyway, just an idea, not controlling this, I promise. You can do what you want with your training. So HomeBot AI though, I'm going to write that down. Thanks, Annie. But yeah, that's great. And then what I do with all my buyers, I subscribe them on a website called tpmco.com, tpmco.com. The Personal Marketing Company is what it is. I want to say it's like $30 at most per client, and they mail them things for 5 years. So, switching to Epic, I called them and said, hey, I need you to change all of my branding going out, because if you forget to do that, it's going to go out. Yes. I'll put it in the chat. tpmco.com, I think, is what it is. tpmco.com. Yes, tpmco.com. Yeah, but change your branding if you make a move or something, but definitely continue to market yourself at least that way. It's under $30 a client, I think. I don't even know, but I know it increased, but I don't think it's at $30. But 5 years, they send mailings to them for 5 years on your behalf, and you don't have to do anything other than sign them up. What a great way to have some auto flow going to your past clients. The first mailing has address labels in it, which is neat for their new house. So it's a no-brainer. My marketing budget always has that for all my buyers. Mail them cards. Find out when their birthday is and put it on your ticker to mail out birthday cards, anniversary cards, home anniversary cards. Another easy one, the TPMCO with the new buyers and e-newsletters are the two that are the absolute easiest to do, in my opinion. TPMCO also offers an e-newsletter. I want to say it's like $20 or something for a newsletter once a month. And you don't even have to do it monthly. You can do it once a quarter, however you want to do it. And they have different topics of newsletters. They mail it. What they do is they email the newsletter to you with your branding on it. And then you take it and forward it to everyone in your database with an email. And so I edit the subject so it's not a forward, and I put the emails in the BCC so nobody knows who they're all going to. But what an easy way to keep your branding in front of people. The thing is, you want to be top of mind to other people when that time comes. So last stat I heard is every single person knows 6 people a year who are planning to buy or sell. So if you think about that, let's just say you have 10 people in your database. That's 60 people you could touch through those 10 people. So you want to be, now, not all 10 is going to refer you business. Maybe 1 or 2 will, but wouldn't that be great to have 1 or 2 deals off those 10? Right? So, hold on one second, Brandon. Can you run outside and see if the painters need anything?
Painters what?
If they need anything. Sorry. I've got painters, they'll have to go around. I've got painters painting the outside of my new office right now, and he's standing outside of my window staring at me. It's kind of creepy. Anyway, e-newsletters. Okay, can't remember where I was. That really distracted me. Another thing, oh yeah, be top of mind. So another way is where real estate stuff for agents in the Quad Cities. I don't know if you guys have a company that does this, but I haven't sent it out because I just picked these up last week. CI Signs in Milan, C as in Charles, I as in Ida, CI Signs. They have us all set up. I already paid for it over there. You can get embroidered for like $10 an article at CI Signs. And so if you have to bring in new clothes with tags on it though. So it's cool because you can pick out your own clothes that you like and take them in and get them embroidered. But just wearing something like this out and about, it's unthreatening to people, right? It's not like, or even on Temu, buying t-shirts when you're out and about or whatever you wear that say real estate or whatever. He can wait. You'll have to tell him he'll have to wait if he needs me.
Okay.
I'm tied up until 10.
No problem.
Sorry. Doing, branding yourself that way, it's being visual in front of people. Now people see you as, you're out chatting, and it's just that visual reminder. Oh yeah, so-and-so just told me they were looking to buy a house. I'm telling you, something so basic like this will bring you business. As long as you know your craft. When people say to you, how's the market going? And you're like, it's not real great right now. Nobody's going to want to work with you. How's the market? It is fantastic. What are you looking for? Tell me more about your question. And then be knowledgeable. Read your Inman news, because you can try to fake it, but it doesn't go over real well. So know your craft and be knowledgeable when someone asks you something, and they're gonna be referring business to you or using you. I will tell you, also, especially if you're a part-time realtor or you work a full-time job, get your full-time job off your social media. The only thing on your social media should be real estate, unless you're gonna take over that company one day. Only real estate on social media, and that's all you post about other than your personal stuff. Don't post about your job. This listing that I've been working on for 3 years, his niece is a realtor in this area, but she's part-time. And so when we signed listing paperwork last night, we had a hard conversation. I said to him, have you talked to her about this? Because he's like, no, I probably should be upfront with her. I'd appreciate it if you did. He's like, I just don't want to use her because I know she's working full-time somewhere else, and I want someone who's going to be responsive. So if I'm telling you, that was a learning thing for me. If you're working full-time somewhere else, do not put that out there, because you could lose your own family for that. I'm just saying. And last but not least, genuinely care about your people. And caring about people is a whole nother skill set that steps outside of being self-serving and self-centric. So you guys can take that and figure that out as you want. But if people aren't cared about, I guarantee you they're gonna know that. So I don't know if that was helpful, but definitely if you have questions, I'd love to answer anything.
Yeah. I'll start. How do you keep track of your past clients? Are you using your CRM? Are you using like something else?
Yeah, great question. I'd love to answer this, that I use my CRM. I haven't, since I came to Epic, I haven't even uploaded it yet. I need to. But I have a spreadsheet for every single year of business, which is why I could tell you how many deals I closed. And one of the things that I do, I've been off social media all year. I recently just got back on, although I'm just lurking now in the background, and it's fun. But a really great way, other than calling people and talking to them, is if you're on social media, anytime I see something on social media that I think is something that I would want to respond on their thing to say, oh my gosh, that's so exciting. Instead, I screenshot it and I send them a note card, or I call them. So for instance, or sad, Andrea Henning, who is actually with Epic. I do this with agents too, but she posted that her dad passed away. So I screenshot this as a picture so that when I'm doing my note cards, I can send her a card to say, I'm sorry to hear about that, just so that she knows that I care, because I really do. But as I scroll social media, I take a lot of screenshots of people to reach out to. This is a past client. She had posted, and I screenshot it, that her kid was having broke her nose or something, her 5-year-old. So I'm going to send her little 5-year-old a little card with a little Whitey's gift card in it, and just, ice cream makes everything better, and just care about them. But yeah, social media is a good way to do it. It's been tough being off there because I don't know what's happening, not being on there.
That's all great. And then what was I gonna say? Do you ever do like those pop buys? You know, people, a lot of agents do pop buys.
Yes, I've got listings off those. I've done a lot of different things. Uh, like I did one for Cinco de Mayo, that I actually was playing around with Cricut and made these little towels, hand towels I bought at the dollar store. And I, did the vinyl on them that said, you're something, I'm into fitness taco in my mouth or something. And, and went to homes of people that had indicated, they were thinking at some point of selling, or maybe in some way, maybe they didn't even say it to me, but I could see some life change and just pop by. And I got a listing. She's like, you should come in and look at my house. We've been thinking about selling. Ended up getting a listing and a purchase off that. Within they closed within like 6 weeks after that. And that happened because of a pop-up. Another thing I do is I send mailings. I do 33 touches to my top 50 people. So I do have a rotating list of 50 people that I know they consider me their realtor that I would want to work with. One of the things that I did, I actually didn't get out in the mail this year, which was kind of a fail, but I have it ready for next year, is these little papers, and they fit inside just a regular envelope. And it says, Happy 4th of July, your referrals make my business sparkle. And there's a little sparkler with it. And so that just goes into an envelope with their label and a stamp and off. It's just a little touch point. So I do 50 touch points a year with my 33 touch points a year with my top 50. And if you want a sample calendar for what those touch points look like, I have one set up that I can send to you. I'll actually send it to Holly and she can send it out or post it or whatever. Sorry, I'm not familiar yet with how things work here.
I'll probably link that to the training. So if everyone, so everyone knows, you go to iowaexplorerguide.com, training, library, and resource, and then you go down to the state meetings / guest speakers, is where we have our history of, all this stuff. So.
Okay, I'll send you my notes and my 33 touch sample calendar, so it doesn't have like my actual stuff in there, but I track how much I spend to mail out. Like I use different postcard companies, and how much I spend on postage and what week it goes out. And usually I do it at the beginning of every year and have it set up so that this week this goes out and this week this goes out, and all I have to do is label it, because my top 50 changes. I look at it once a quarter and change it up sometimes, but then I just send them out. And so it's pretty automatic in going out. Winter is a great time to get all these things done, because you still have business going, but it's nothing like the rest of the year, at least for me. And so I really use December, January, a little bit into February, really to get my real estate reviews done and my flow for the whole year set up.
Awesome. Does anyone else have any questions besides me?
I'm not that great, guys, of a presenter. I know you got questions.
Well, people are thinking of those. Can you run through really quick what that real estate review looks like for you? So I know you print something, like what's it?
Yeah. So my real estate review has a generic cover letter that doesn't change much year to year. Thanks, Ryan. I know you're doing it too. So I'd be excited to hear what you can add to this. But the letter doesn't change year to year, because I pretty much think nobody holds on to them, to be honest with you. I always pull their taxes just to make sure that they're getting their eligible credits. And so I look at that every year. I look at their electric bill to see, is it usually high for that size of house. I look at, FHFA.gov. I'm gonna put this in the chat, FHFA.gov. If you go on there, actually, I might have a better link, but it's a housing, index. I'm gonna have to find the link, but I'll send it. They've made it harder to find on there now, but anyway, there's a link that you can plug in the year, quarter and year that they bought, as well as our MSA. So for the Quad Cities for me, or maybe Des Moines for you, whatever. And then the quarter that we're doing a valuation, and it tells on average what the value is. If their home has appreciated according to everything else that's sold in that time frame, the value is right around here. Now I do that and I tell them this isn't the actual value of your home, but it kind of gives you an idea what your investment is worth today if it's appreciating at the same rate. I also put in, let's see. Oh, I look at their closing disclosure to see if they have had, if they were only put the minimum down and they're paying PMI. I remind them, look at that. Once you hit that 20%, you're going to want to call your lender to get that to drop off, or you could be paying an extra on it for a little bit of time. So yeah, that's basic. There's little bits and pieces more of that. Do I have a referral program? I used to. Yes, I used to have a referral program. Great question. That was wildly fun and successful, and I've thought about putting it in place again. My VIP program where I did giveaways every month and different things like that. Now, yeah, I just mail a gift card for every referral. So I tell people, they know if they send me a referral and I meet with them, that they're going to get a gift card. And so people refer me business. I don't know. I got that because my termite guy used to send me a car wash every single time I sent him a job, and I thought it was nice. So I wanted to send him more just so I got more free car washes. Now I get free car washes all the time. But yeah, referral programs are great. I don't have one set up right now. And it's mainly because I'm busier than what I want to be already. So I'm kind of skimming back on what I'm doing.
What did you find was helpful as far as the gift, like what you were giving them as far as gift card?
I don't, so I've done Amazon, I've done Starbucks. I don't think it really matters, to be honest with you. People just like a thank you. You know, a handwritten card with a thank you. I think it's all bonus.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, actually, Cora, I did what I used to do when I had a full-time admin, because she would track it, was the deal was I'd give them a $25 gift card to Starbucks or Amazon or wherever, and then we'd reload that. For every referral I got for I'd reload it for 5 more months with $10. And if they gave me another referral in that 6 months, I'd add another 25 bucks on it or something like that. I don't know. It was too much for me to track without an admin. So I don't know that my referral business has been down though as a result of that, but I think people miss the funny videos more than anything for our giveaways. We did a lot of funny videos, but yeah, good question.
Well, it is 9:59. Anyone have any other questions? Amanda, do you want to put your contact info in the chat?
Yes, shout out if you one more thing. Perk Your Sphere, Cora. Perk Your Sphere is a book that we put our VIP program off of, or I think we called it MVP program. But anyways, there's a little book, easy read, called Perk Your Sphere. Okay, sorry, Holly.
No, you are fine. I love that. All right, any final questions? Thoughts? Well, thank you so much, Amanda, for coming and sharing your time and all of your knowledge with us. I'm excited to get it loaded, and yeah, we can link to your resources, so just send them over to me. And thank you everyone for coming. I really appreciate those of you that show up and engage. I know some people have to watch the recording, I understand, but I think there's a lot of value in physically showing up to the meetings. And just let me know what you want, right? We started with one thing when we launched Epic, now we've kind of gone into something else, and we'll probably just continue to do that based on the needs, based on the market. You know, I really wanted to just make sure that everyone's still doing what they need to do as we go into this fourth quarter. You know, and taking action as much as you want to take, right? Because not everyone wants to sell $7 million in real estate a year or be the #1 agent in the market. But anyways, thanks to everyone for showing up. I appreciate you. I hope you have an amazing day. You started today at 0. So go out and find yourself a new buyer, seller, or agent to talk to. Bye, everybody. Or past
Thank
client.
you.
Past client. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye.
bye.